Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here for our second annual International Overdose Awareness Day Community Breakfast. And as many of you know, International Overdose Awareness Day is not just a day to act to prevent overdose, but also a day to remember those that we've lost to overdose. So could we please start with a moment of silence for all those that we've lost? Thank you. So this year's theme of International Overdose Awareness Day is We See You. So we thought it would only be fitting that we again have this breakfast to tell all of you that we see you. But most importantly, we would like to thank all of our peers who are here today and really recognize you all first. If you work at Project Weber Renew, Parent Support Network, 8 Coast, Acre Recovery, East Bay, Rhode Cares, or Safe Haven, could you please stand up? These people that you see standing in front of you are frontline workers. They are more than essential workers and are unsung heroes of the biggest epidemic of our time. Many of these people being in recovery themselves literally put their lives on the line every time they clock in. Recovery teaches you to stay away from people, places, or things that could put your recovery at risk. But these selfless souls do the exact opposite in hopes to save someone else. So today we want you to know that we see you. Please give them another round of applause. I would like to thank all of our sponsors of the day. Rhode Cares being our biggest sponsor and community partner of this day. Thank you so much. Community Health Centers, EOHHS, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Rhode Island Neighborhood Health Plan. We appreciate all of your love and support to make this day possible. I would also like to thank our elected officials in the room. Governor Dan McKee, thank you so much for being a leader in our country. For harm reduction, we appreciate you being here. Mayor Brett Smiley, also a leader here in Providence, being somebody who identifies as being in recovery themselves, means so much that we could have that type of leadership here in Providence. Fire Chief Zach Kenyon, we appreciate you being here. Fire Chief Silva. Councilwoman Mary Kay Harris, I would like to give you a special shout out because every year you are here with us, whether it's campaign season or not, you are here with us, having breakfast, giving out Narcan. We appreciate you. Senator Casada and Representative Cruz. We appreciate you all for being here. I would also like to shout out our community co-chair of the Governor's Overdose Task Force, Tommy Joyce, and Director Schultz, Director Kathy Schultz of the task force. We appreciate all of you. So again, with our theme this year being We See You, we thought that it was important to engage the whole community this year. So the first thing that we did to do that was have a t-shirt contest for all of the beautiful t-shirts that you're all wearing today. So we had our Drug User Advisory Board pick the winning t-shirts. And I would like to publicly announce Mary Lindbergh as the amazing artist who created this design. Mary, could you please stand up? Mary said with her entry that she picked the design for this, the phrase, no stigma, no shame is important to me because without stigma or shame, we are open to growth. As someone who formerly used opioids, I love the person I am today, and I wouldn't be who I am without having been who I was then. I owe so much to that transition, to the support I received along the way. So thank you again, Mary, and congratulations. So next, I would love to call up one of our lovely community partners from VICTA, who has an announcement to make today. Lisa Peterson, their Chief Operating Officer.
Thank you, Project Weber, for hosting hosting this again, an amazing turnout, and thank you for giving me space to announce something very exciting. Thanks to the mayor and the Healthy Communities Office, VICTA is in receipt of $100,000, which will be used to provide direct support to any Providence resident who faces barriers to accessing recovery or treatment services. So if you can't get to your treatment services, we're going to send you an Uber. If you don't have food on your table and it distracts from your recovery, we're going to get you food. We're going to take care of the necessities that can interfere with people reaching their full recovery potential. So my practice manager, Jess, will be organizing that grant. You can reach out to her with questions. We'll be passing out flyers, and we're really excited to make it easier for folks to access their treatment and recovery services. Thank you.
So again, with keeping in the theme that we see you, we thought it was important to show some of our community members that really stand out that we see them today. So we decided to have an award ceremony today. And we are awarding 3 very special individuals that have no idea that they are getting an award today. So to kick off our award ceremony, I would love to introduce the Mayor of Providence, Smiley.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So nice to see some old friends and new friends, and a lot of people like me stand up and acknowledge and thank other people who do jobs like I do, but I want to take a moment to acknowledge everybody who's one day at a time embracing their recovery, investing in their own recovery, and helping other people find recovery. So thank you to all of you for the work that you do to make a safer, healthier city and state. She was not acknowledged at the beginning, but particularly since we just talked about the new grant that the city was able to provide through VICTA, my partner in government, Council President Rachel Miller, is here, and thank you to the City Council for being as committed to this work as the Mayor's office is, because together we believe in harm reduction, in recovery, and in reducing stigma and shame in our community to make sure that everyone has a chance to find recovery. The folks in the fire department who are here today, I think everyone appreciates this, but it's not should not be taken for granted that public safety personnel would be as progressive and thoughtful as our fire department is to serve and service every member of our community, regardless of their challenges or what they're going through on a day-to-day basis. And our fire department is so committed to serving the human on the street, in their home, wherever they are, and does so with compassion every day. So I want to really thank the entire fire department and their leadership team today. It was mentioned at the outset that I'm a person in long-term recovery myself, and have had a chance in years past to serve on the board of Bright Cares and Anchor, and back in the Jimmy Gillen era, and have such tremendous respect for people working who've been doing it for such a long time, because it can be heavy. But thank you to all of you who continue to do this work on a daily basis. And in the city of Providence, know that we will continue to make the resources available, the investments that we can to ensure that people have access to care, to have access to harm reduction tools and strategies and resources to help reduce stigma and shame in our community, and to care for our neighbors, because that's what everyone is, regardless of their circumstances. They are a neighbor and a resident of the city of Providence. We see them, we value them, we respect them, and we're here for them. We have, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of this work has been taking place through the Providence Fire Department. And in addition to simply compassionate leadership, we also have nationally recognized programs that have taken place. Our Providence Safe Stations program, where every fire station in the city of Providence is a safe place for people to come and find help. Our Mobile Integrated Health Unit is another national inspirational example for how we pair clinicians with EMS support to make sure that people are getting the treatment and support that they need. All of our emergency staff are trained in crisis intervention, and I'm proud to say that another 6 EMS technicians will receive crisis intervention training on September 25th. And we will continue to equip our EMTs with training to make sure that they have the tools to provide immediate, empathetic, and effective responses. This builds on the 15 EMTs who got trained last year, all under the leadership of Chief Kenyon. When I look at the incredible work that's happening throughout the city, it is hard to ignore the importance of individual, personal leadership to see a thing through. We can have all the right policies, we can put the funding in the right places, but it comes down to leadership. And if you don't have a passionate, committed person to ensure that this gets ingrained in the very DNA of the organization, it will not happen, it will not be sustained. And with Chief Zach Kenyon, he probably sees where this is going. That happens on a daily basis. His personal commitment to this work, and I know many of you have had individual interactions with Zach to know, his personal commitment is astonishing. He served for years on Rescue 4, which is recognized as one of the busiest rescues in the country. He has advocated for and been a leader in the better use of equipment and integrated programs to better suit the needs of community members, such as our mobile integrated health unit. And his leadership in pushing the emergency responders to not just focus on the specific emergency at the moment, but also consider the greater needs of our community has made such a difference, has saved lives. And again, EMS, and this is no criticism, Chief Silva and the rest of the department, in many cases, you call, they come, they leave. What Zach does, and what he has trained the men and women of the EMS division and all of the firefighters with whom he's had the opportunity to train, is to make a plan and ensure for the well-being of the individual after that immediate moment of crisis has passed. To think about what happens after, to connect with service providers, to think about care models beyond simply responding to the crisis at hand. And so it is a real honor for me to have a chance to recognize Chief Kenyon today, and I would ask all of us to please give him a round of applause. Chief Zach Kenyon to please come to the stage, and I'm sure he accepts this not just in his own capacity, but in the Providence Fire Department's commitment to sustaining this work for years to come, to continue to be a national model for how we serve our community. We're so pleased, I'm honored to be able to give this award to Chief Zach Kenyon today.
Knows I'm mad because she tricked me. If I had known, I would have done something with my hair today. I'd like to say thank you to the mayor and thank you for everybody here. You know that it's been a passion of mine to change things, not only with the community here, but with EMS in general. This year is a little different for me. I apologize, but my one and only brother passed away this year from an overdose. That was in March. Nobody knows that in this room except for Chief Silva and Chief Molas. So it is different for me. The Rally for Recovery this year will be different for me. That's actually his birthday. Wow. It is dear to my heart that we understand that people are people. People need a second chance. people need a third chance, people might need a 40th chance, and that we don't quit. We don't give up on anybody, ever. All of you in long-term recovery are examples of success, and we have many more people that we can help. Dennis, you're going to be mad at me because I've already handed out 60 Narcan kits today. So I've got to jump on you, I've heard. Right? I know you're going to say you've given out 61 right now, but I'm winning. But the goal of today is to keep people alive. So people can have their brothers and their mothers and fathers and sisters and siblings with them much longer than I have. So again, I thank you, Mayor, thank you, Ashley, thank you, everybody in this room for doing everything that you do every day. Let's keep pushing forward because people need that chance, and that's our goal. Give them a chance to be here and make a difference in their lives. Thank you.
Often when I think about my own journey, I think about Chief Kenyon as he saved my mom's life in a very hectic time in my life where I was not very stable in my recovery. And I often think about the ripple effects that has had on my family, that soon after I found out I was having my second child, and I've been available for my second child, but I don't think I would have if my mom wasn't available for me. So thinking about those ripple effects on family today is really in my heart. So thank you again, Chief Kenyon. So our second awardee has often been referred to as the fairy godmother of Narcan, the OG of harm reduction, and our badass advocate, Miss Michelle McKenzie. She is in our community. Michelle is the founder and director of Prevent Overdose Naloxone Intervention and has really given us all of the tools, the education, and the love that we need to become first responders ourselves. Michelle's dedication and love to this work is uncomparable. Michelle, we appreciate you and love you so much.
Wow. Okay. I just thank you, and I really was not expecting this. So I just want to say I have walking into this space today, and then as if more and more people filled in, it's love. It is love. I feel love, and that's what we need to carry forth today when we go out. Zach, thank you for your words, and I'm so sorry. And that's our message, is that we do be there for people, like people there have been there for us. And anyway, thank you. And it's a beautiful day to go out Narcan and fentanyl testing.
So for our last awardee, but definitely not least, I would love to introduce our boss, Colleen Bailey and Joy, to announce our last. All right.
Thank you, Ashley. I just wanted to say a round of applause and a huge thanks to Ashley for putting this entire day together. Come up and they say, great job on the event. And I say, this is Ashley. This is Ashley. And they know that's true because she's a force. That's what I say. I'm really, really honored to present this final award. I've had the joy of working alongside Dennis Baylor. For almost 8 years. I've seen him do dozens, maybe hundreds of Narcan trainings. And I've seen the impact that his patience, his courage, and his dedication have on our staff and on our clients. A few weeks ago, I was so happy to join him at the Rhode Island Foundation, where he gave a training for 40 of their staff, including Mr. Cicilline. And when I introduced him, I started to cry because I expressed to everyone that, you know, this was 40 people that were in the room. But I said, how many thousands of people has he trained? How many hundreds of people are alive because of those trainings? We don't even know. Like what we're talking about, the ripple effects. We don't even know how many people are alive because of the work that he's done and how powerful that is. But last night when I was thinking about what I was going to say, I also realized that the systemic work and the advocacy work that Dennis has done has made just as big of an impact as those individual Narcan trainings. So Dennis is the founding co-chair of the Governor's Overdose Task Force Racial Equity Working Group, and he's advocated for years in every forum, on committees, on working groups across the state for racial equity issues within the overdose prevention space. He has been a leading force in turning the state's attention to the systemic and racial inequities in our healthcare system, which results in higher numbers of deaths due to overdose for Black and brown people. And he's consistently given that message. And the power of his voice is that people listen to him, and things have changed within our state because of his advocacy. Dennis has used his life experience to not just change the lives of every person that he meets, but to change the lives of people he will never meet. People across the state whose lives are currently impacted by racism and discrimination in the substance use treatment world and in the world at large. Dennis is changing our state one person at a time and one system at a time. And I could not be more proud to work alongside him and to give him this award.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you for being here, Governor McKee, and Mayor Smiley. Thank everybody for being here. I really don't know what to say.
We love you.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Now, to get an award, along with Michelle McKenzie and Zach Kenyon, who when I first started this work, they were making a major impact in this field. And Michelle, you know, she's one of the first people who I sat in on a Narcan training with, and worked at Pony, and she has that. I don't feel like I'm deserving to be in their company. However, when I do think about my work with racial equity, there are a lot of us here doing a lot with Narcan training, with distribution, things of that type. But when I think about how blessed I am to be able to do the racial equity work, there aren't that many of us doing that. So I can see how there's really a lot of value in what I bring to the table. yeah, kind of at a loss for words. I want to thank everybody again for being here. You know, so on Channel 12 tonight, between 5 and 6, at 5 and at 6, there's a story about the OPC, the Overdose Prevention Center. And, you know, I saw the trailer, and I saw a woman in recovery who said the goal is recovery. I disagree slightly. The hope is recovery. The goal is to keep people alive. That's and of course that happens with engagement, that happens with Narcan distribution. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to end with that. When we leave here, let's go out there, let's be positive, let's engage as much as we can, and hopefully we're going to make that goal. What's our goal this year? 4? 4. Our goal is 4,000. So thank you everybody for being involved, and let's get it done. Thank you.
Dennis got the WCU award because Dennis works every day to make sure everybody is seen in our community. So we appreciate the work that you do, Dennis. Next, I would love to call up Liz Marrera. When I met Liz was the Chief Equity Officer in Pawtucket when we first moved into our new location in Pawtucket, which is a very challenging city to work in. And Liz really brought her leadership to the game, and she really helped us grow and flourish in Pawtucket. So we appreciate your leadership, Liz.
Thank you, Ashley. I always say, like, I have no clue. It's you guys that are in the room right now that make it make sense and really do the work that I can't do. I can only support how as best as you tell me I can. First, I want to welcome Honorable Governor McKee, Mayor Smiley, and all of the elected officials in the room. I am so happy for your presence and for the proclamation that will solidify the state's dedication to combating the overdose crisis. Thank you to Project Weber Renew for your work in putting the schedule of events for this day together, and your forward-thinking and innovative approach is exemplary and an asset to the state. I'm Liz Marrera. I'm now with the Pawtucket Central Falls Health Equity Zone as a program officer. But previous to my role, I was, like Ashley said, leading the COVID response, but that as well, public health in general for the city of Pawtucket. I want to congratulate the awardees. I personally met Chief Kenyon when I was trying to set up safe stations in Pawtucket, and I was getting so much heat for it, but he stuck with it and gave me the scope of work and everything I needed to get it done, and we got it implemented. So thank you for your work. So to Dennis, like, I would coordinate so many Narcan and anti-STIMI trainings, and they would always show up, Dennis and Ashley, all around Pawtucket. We went everywhere, and we continue to. So thank you for continuing your work. So I lead the Substance Use and Mental Health Task Force for Pawtucket Central Falls Health Equity Zone, and we really saw a gap in information and resources out there that for people of color, specifically in multilingual. So in Pawtucket and Central Falls, we have a large Hispanic population, we have a large Cape Verdean population, and there's still opportunity to get people who are Cape Verdean, identify as Spanish, to really step up as a peer recovery specialist, because there's a lot of stigma in our cultures. So we were thinking of what can we do on IOAD. Shout out to the t-shirt for having multilingual and Overdose Rhode Island. To really reaching the people who need it most. We see Black and Hispanic residents in Rhode Island facing fatal overdoses at a higher rate than any other resident. So we were thinking, let's invite some local multilingual leaders to come into the room and do a PSA. But what I didn't tell them is that they had to go to a Narcan and anti-stigma training first. Leave that out of the email, because I got so many people to come through, but we didn't think that the leaders would feel comfortable enough being advocates if they didn't get the training themselves. So we had Project Weber Renew host the Narcan and anti-stigma training for the leaders, and they all participated in a multilingual PSA. So on Pawtucket Central Falls Health Equity Zone Facebook page today, we'll be airing the English, Spanish, and Creole, but we put together a mashup of all 3 of the videos that we want to show today. The shirt says, the leaders that are here, I want you to stand for participating in this multilingual PSA, because I know it was hard you're not actors, but now you can put it on your resume that you are. But you had no shame, like the shirt says, to get up and do something for the community in a way that we haven't really seen done before. So we want to show the video. Don't judge us for the video. I think it came out great. I think everyone did an amazing job, but the key goal was to get information out there to people who need it most in the languages that are dominant in our state, from people that look like the people that we're trying to reach. So I didn't want to do a lot of data shaming. I just wanted to get the word out there. So the name of the video is Stating the Facts, Declarando los Hechos, Declara Factus, which is in English, Spanish, and Cape Verdean Creole. So we're going to show the video. But like I said, if you log on this afternoon to Pawtucket Central Falls Health Equity Zone's Facebook page, we'll be sharing the separate English, separate Spanish, separate Creole videos that kind of flow better. But we wanted to uplift all of the languages, all of the people who participated in this little mashup. So we're going to play it now. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. And thank you for the work that you do every day. And I will always be here to support in any capacity that I can.
Overdoses are happening at an alarming rate nationally. In Rhode Island, someone dies from an overdose every day. In 2022, 432 Rhode Islanders lost their lives to overdose. Stating the facts.
El fentanilo, un opioide barato, potente y mortal, puede agregarse inesperadamente a las drogas.
And it causes you to overdose quickly. Declarando los hechos.
It can be hard to know what you are buying. Drugs may contain more than one substance, like the opioid fentanyl, or the sedative called Xylopan.
The only thing that will save a person's life during an overdose is Narcan. That is the fact.
Unico degli salva vita durante un'overdose è Narcan. Narcan è un medicamento che può divertirti overdose.
Narcan is safe to use and only works if the person has opioids in their body. Stating the facts.
Usted puede obtener Narcan sin receta en una farmacia o de forma gratuita en muchas organizaciones comunitarias como Project Weber Renew y Anchor Recovery, declarando los hechos.
Inclusive, insomma, noti immediatamente se alguém está transpone ou se uma acontece overdose. Tudo segundo da conta.
Declarando los hechos.
You can get resources and more information needed to stay healthy at Project Weber Renew, 401-867-2882, and Anchor Recovery, 401-889-5770. You can become a first responder and save a life. Stating the facts.
Declara facts.
Stating the facts.
Declara facts.
Declarando los hechos.
Stating the facts.
Stating the facts.
Thank you so much, Liz, for all of the hard work that you put into this. I would also like to thank Hot and RI for the production of this, and Black Lives Matter and their new leadership supreme for really just diving into this and really helping us with this. I appreciate all of you. Yeah. So next, I would like to call up Governor Dan McKee.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for the invitation to be here. And on behalf of the people of the state of Rhode Island, I'm honored to be here to recognize August 31st as Overdose Awareness Day in the state of Rhode Island. I want to thank Project Weber Renew for bringing us all together today, and certainly their leadership, Ashley Perry, and the team at Project Weber Renew. We know that coordinating an event like this means a lot. First of all, it's a lot of work, but also brings a lot of people together in the same room that are trying to achieve the same goals, which is keeping people alive, as was just mentioned by Dennis, right? So I'm happy to be here. I do acknowledge Mayor Smiley, thanking him for his leadership and sharing his personal story as well. I think that this is really important, that we know that that addiction and issues impact every stratosphere of our communities in all 39 cities and towns. Of course, Councilman Mary Kay Harris was a champion as well in her own right. Thank you for being here. And the award winners, Michelle and Zach and Dennis. Thank you for your leadership, which is representative of many of the leaders in this room, right? We single out individuals that really deserve it, but we also know that others deserve the same recognition. So thank you for all the leadership in this room. I really deeply appreciate our task force and Kathy, and meeting with her and having her share her story as well, her personal story, and bringing that to the, into the mix, on our task force is really an important thing for our office. And coming into office, we had some champions of our own in the area that you're talking about today, right in our office. I know Kim and Hearn's back there and helped us quite a bit putting together things that have to do with recovery, but also centers that would help address the issues, the very issues you're talking about today. So yes, 434 Rhode Islanders died of overdose, and they're personal friends of ours, right? They're family members. They're individuals, as the chief just said. They're individuals that mean something to us. And in the world that I live in and traveling all 39 cities and towns, I hear the stories and I see the pain, and they are real people. And that's why it's really important to us. We've set 3 goals in the state of Rhode Island. One is to raise our academic outcomes for our young people in the state. 2 is to raise incomes across the board in all 39 cities and towns. And 3, which relates to a great deal of what we're talking about today, is raise health and fitness levels in the state of Rhode Island. This is about health. This is about issues that we can address. And this year's International Overdose Awareness Day campaign theme is to recognize the people who go and seek. This reminds us to honor the people, their families, and communities whose lives has been altered by overdose. Each and every person that has lost their life to an overdose was a family member and a friend, and deeply missed and loved. We want to support the people in our community who go unrecognized and who work tirelessly to raise awareness of the impacts of overdose, who promote overdose awareness education, harm reduction tools, and work to make life-saving policy changes. Our goal is to raise each and every person in the state of Rhode Island up. I know that one person improves their lives today, the state gets stronger. So each time that you help one individual, the state gets stronger. And our idea is really to build strong communities. And it doesn't happen unless each person is given that opportunity to excel and to have that opportunity to contribute into the community. Our State Overdose Awareness Day means continuing to bring awareness to the ongoing overdose crisis, a crisis that impacts every Rhode Islander and every community. Yesterday, our administration announced the latest in Rhode Island's many strategies to address our substance use and overdose crisis. A wound care pilot program specifically supporting people who have been impacted by a dangerous, long-acting animal tranquilizer not approved for human use. Rhode Islanders may be exposed to this substance because it is present in the illicit drug supply and has been found in combination of fentanyl if left untreated. It may result in serious and sometimes deadly infections. The issues that we deal with are those issues that we don't know about, that the individuals that are, participating in a drug use may not even know about, unaware of what they're taking. We need to make sure we do everything we can to educate people, to alert them to those facts. It is our goal that the pilot program address this critical, important issue and the need for wound care by providing quality, on-demand wound care services directly in the community. We hope that this first phase of the program will begin to address many of the barriers people with substance use conditions experience as they seek care. So we will continue to respond to the crisis in real time. Our work is not done yet. Your work is not done yet. But the people in this room give us hope, as Dennis said. I look forward to continuing to work with all of you and continue to save lives. It is my honor to sign this proclamation for International Overdose Awareness Day, award this day. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for your work. And let's be real positive about the work that we do. Wherever you ask me to sit, I'll sit. International Overdose Awareness Day, and whereas the state of Rhode Island does affirm and acknowledge the harm and hardship caused by the drug overdose. And it goes on to say, but on behalf of the people in the state of Rhode Island, I get to sign proclamations like this, and I'm happy to be here today to do it, to identify this as International Overdose Awareness Day.
Thank you, Governor McKee. This proclamation and your leadership on this will go a long way to combat the stigma and shame that really is what shackles us in our nations. So with that, I would love to call up one of my friends and colleagues, Steve Dorsey, to give our final remarks today.
Good morning, good afternoon. My heart is beating so fast. It's not because I'm nervous. I'm not nervous, I do this all the time. I speak in public all the time. I didn't know how heavy this was going to be. But I'm sitting here just thinking about a lot of people that we lost along the way. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge Chief. Thank you for your transparency. It was very transparent for you to show, tell us what happened to your brother. That was deep. Michelle, thank you. I remember you years ago in 2010 coming to a very dark, deep place called the ACI and teaching us about overdose. When I never thought it was relevant, and here we are today. Dennis, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being able to work with you every day. I've been with you on trainings. I see what you do. Great work. So thank you, brother. There's a war going on over here. All right? And I don't mean a war on drugs, okay? I mean a war on saving lives, okay? Saving lives, okay? Do we know, or do you know, we talked about stating the facts earlier. I'm gonna state a couple facts. Every single time we break up an encampment, the overdose rate skyrockets. may say, why is that? That doesn't make sense. We're just breaking up an encampment. They don't belong in that space anyway. It's a community. Inside that community that we visit on our outreach teams, people here, and good.
Yeah.
Our outreach team is here every day. It's a community. It's their community. Okay? Overdose happens. They have one of their friends and tent mates to help save their life. Okay? Now they're broken up. They're on the street. They're getting different drugs from different dealers. Overdose. Okay? Another fact. Every time there's a drug bust or a drug raid, overdose rates skyrocket. Ooh, why is that? Because now the dealer's taken off the street and the person's used to that person's drug or whatever we call material, and they cop from somebody else. High, different tolerance, death. It happens. You know? We sit here and wonder, what can we do about it? What can I do about it? If you can't do nothing about this, today's the day to help. And today, not only today, every day. Okay, like I said, there's a war going on, and no one's safe. Nobody's safe. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people in this room that lost their brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews. You know, this is something that hits home every day. I know my organization does, and a lot of other people here. Tap your shoes, put your boots on the ground, and fight in this war. Okay, some of us go home with heavy hearts. Some of us call out of work the next day because it's too much. I know I have. But like in the words of Jim Gillen, my mentor, my friend, he would say, if you know what to say with me, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So let's get over here, get this knock-in over here, do our best, smile at people, do what we gotta do, but not today, every day. Thank you.
Today. I hope that you all stay and enjoy some food, and I hope that we reach our goal for giving out Narcan today and get out there.
Let's get it!
Folks, powerful words to end a meeting. Yes, breaking up encampments kills people. Drug busts kill people. There's laws that could fix this, but you've got a state government that refuses to do it.